Welcome to my channel. I hope you like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this super easy baby hat using the Crystal Waves crochet stitch pattern. Now this little hat is for 0 to 3 months, but you can easily make it smaller or bigger from a newborn size and up to an adult size using standard size measurements that I'm going to give you in this tutorial. So I hope you like it. Now, as always, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop in the information box below. Thanks so much for your support. Now let's get started, and thank you for watching. Okay, to make this little hat, I'll be using this 3.5mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this DK weight yarn. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave the name of the yarn that I'm using. You can also use any yarn weight with any hook size. The important thing here is the measurements that I'm going to give you. Now, the measurements that I'm going to use are the width of the crown and the total length. Now here, if you're making any other hat in the future, you can use this as a reference as well. These are the average head circumference. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is the crown. So this is the width of the crown. I'm going to make the newborn to 3 month size. So according to this, I need to make my crown between 4 and 4.5 inches or 10 and 11.5 centimeters. And this is going to be the length. So we're going to need this measurement after we make the crown. Now you can also make it for other sizes. Here are the measurements for those different sizes. So you can take a screenshot of this. So here, to begin, we're going to start with a magic circle. So wrap the yarn around like this. Now right here where this circle forms, insert your hook and grab this loop. Now here, chain 2. These 2 chains will never count as a stitch. Now inside this circle here, make 12 double crochets. Now you can also make your circle with single crochets, half double crochets, however you see fit. I like to use double crochets. So like this. I'm going to continue making double crochets until I have 12. I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this first row. I have 12 double crochets. Now here, to close the circle, just pull this yarn here, and that circle is going to close. And then once we're done, you can just weave this yarn all around. Now to finish this row, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for the second row, I'm going to chain 2. Remember, the 2 chains never count. In this row, we're going to make 2 double crochets on each double crochet. So like this. Beginning into the first double crochet, make 2 double crochets. On top of the next, 2 double crochets. On top of the next 2, and so on. At the end of this second row, we're going to have 24 double crochets. To make the circle at the end of each row, we are always going to increase 12 double crochets. Continue all around. I'll meet you at the end of this second row. I'm here at the end of this second row. This is where we did 2 double crochets on each double crochet from the previous row. I have 24 double crochets. Now to finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for the third row, chain 2. In this row, we're going to make 2 double crochets, then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 all around. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make 2 double crochets. Into the next, make 1. Into the next, make 2. Into the next, 1, and so on. Continue like this all around. 2, 1, 2, 1. At the end, you're going to be left with 36 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm here at the end of the third row. I have 36 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for the fourth row, chain 2. Now in this row, we're going to make 2, then 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make 2 double crochets. Now into the next 2, make 1. Into the next, make 2. And into the next 2, 1. And that's how you're going to continue for this fourth row. At the end of this row, we're going to have 48 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this 4th row. I'm here at the end of the 4th row. I have a total of 48 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. For the 5th row, we're going to make 2 chains, and beginning into this first stitch here, make 2 double crochets. Now here into the next 3, I'm going to make 1. Into the next 2. And into the next 3, 1. That's all you're going to do here. At the end of this 5th row, we're going to have a total of 60 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this 5th row. I'm here at the end of this 5th row. I have a total of 60 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And here is the 5th row. Now let me measure this for you. I should have the measurement that I need now, so I'm just going to measure across. And yes, it's measuring, let's see, a little bit under 4.5 inches. It's just a tiny bit. I'm just going to leave it like this, which is about 11 centimeters. So I'm not going to make any more rows. I have the measurement that I need for the crown. So let's grab our chart here. Here are our measurements. So the width of the crown for 0 to 3 months, it's about 4 to 4.5 inches, or 10 to 11.5 centimeters. I already have the measurement that I need, so now we're going to continue with the pattern here. Now, if you're making it for any other size, here are the measurements that you need this to be. And to continue here with the circle, all you're going to do is continue with the same sequence. In the first row, we did 12. In the next row, we did 2. In the next row, row 3, we did 2, then 1. In the 4th row, we did 2, then 2 double crochets. In this row that we just finished, we did 2 and then 3. In the next row, you're going to do 2 and then 4. In the next row, you're going to do 2 and then 5 double crochets. In the next row, 2 and then 6, and so on. That's how you're going to continue and increase your hat. And remember that at the end of each row, you're just going to increase by 12 stitches. So I'm done with mine here. This is the width of the crown. Now we're going to continue with the pattern. So chain 2 and turn. Now beginning into the next double crochet here, make a single crochet. Now chain 2, and into this same stitch here, make 3 double crochets. Now this stitch here is the Crystal Waves crochet stitch, which is a pattern that I have in my channel. I also have hats for adults. I also have another version of this little hat for babies, and I'm working on the baby blanket as well. I also have a cardigan sweater with a hat, a matching hat. So I'll leave the link down here in the information box for you all. So here, so I did a single crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. Now skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th stitch here, make a single crochet, 2 chains, and into the same stitch here, make 3 double crochets. Again, skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th double crochet here, make a single crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets. Again, skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th, make a single crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochets into this same stitch. And that's how you're going to continue here all around. Now continue. I will meet you at the end of this first row. I'm here at the end of this first row. This is where we started the pattern here for the Crystal Waves. Now I have a total of 15 shells. To finish this row, we're going to go here to the side where we have the 2 chains, and we're going to join with a slip stitch. And here is the first row with 15 shells. Now for the second row, chain 2 and turn. Now for the second row, we have the first shell. We have 3 double crochets, and then we have a chain 2 space here. Into the second double crochet of this first shell, make a front post single crochet, chain 2, and into the chain 2 space of this first shell, make 3 double crochets. Now we have the second shell. Into the second double crochet, make a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then work 3 double crochets into the chain 2 space. Again, we have the third shell into the second double crochet, work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and into the chain 2 space, make 3 double crochets. And this is how you're going to continue for each one of these shells. Continue. I will meet you at the end of this second row. I'm here at the end of this second row. Now here to finish, we always go here to the side where we have the 2 chains and we join with a slip stitch. And here's the second row. Now from here on, this is what we're going to repeat. The only difference here is that you chain 2 and then turn. So here for this row, we have the first shell, we have the second double crochet. Into this second double crochet, work a front post single crochet. Now chain 2 and into the chain 2 space, work 3 double crochets. We have the next shell into the second double crochet, work a front post single crochet, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. Now this here is exactly how we worked the second row. You just continue in the same way all around to finish. You're just going to join here to the side of the 2 chains with a slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 2, turn, and then repeat the same thing. Now I'm going to continue like this, repeating this row until I have 1 inch left from the total height. So the total height for this little hat, we're doing this size here, 0 to 3 months. It says it's between 5 and 5.5 inches or 12.5 centimeters to 14 centimeters. So I'm going to go ahead and stop making this pattern once I have about 1 inch left so that I can show you how to make the brim of the hat. So I'm going to stop when I have 4.5 inches left or 11.5 centimeters. That way I'm going to have about 1 inch left to make the brim. So you're going to do the same thing if you're making it for any other size. So continue. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do, but continue watching. I will let you know how many rows that will be for me. So I will meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I'm almost done with the little hat. So far, I have done 7 rows. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. Now, this part here is measuring from the top of the crown to the end of the last row. It's measuring about 4.5 inches, which is about 11.5 centimeters. Now, I still have about 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters left from the total height, so I'm going to now make the brim of the hat. So to do this here, at the end of the 7th row, I just joined. Now for the 8th row, chain 2 and turn. Now here we have the first shell. We have 3 double crochets. Here I'm going to work a front post double crochet into the first one. Now into the next one, a back post double crochet, into the next front post double crochet. Now here we have a single crochet in the middle of these 2 shells, so work a back post double crochet. Into the next one, which is the next shell here, into the first double crochet, front post double crochet, into the next back post double crochet, into the next front post double crochet, and then again we have the single crochet. So make a back post double crochet here, and then we have the next shell, front post, back post, front post, back post, and so on. This is all I'm going to do here for this 8th row. Continue. I'll meet you here at the end. I finished the 8th row. Here at the end, all I did was just join to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and pass my yarn through that last loop. I have a total of 60 stitches. Now I'm going to change color. You can continue with the same color. If you do, just join with a slip stitch, chain 1. Here I'm going to use this second color. I'm going to make a loop here, go on top of the first double crochet, which is the same stitch I joined to make the slip stitch, grab a loop here, chain 1. Now in this row we're going to work front post and back post half double crochets. So beginning into this first double crochet, make a front post half double crochet, into the next back post half double crochet, into the next front post half double crochets, and to the next back post half double crochet, and so on. This is how I'm going to continue for this 9th row. At the end of this 9th row, I'm also going to have 60 stitches, just like I did for the 8th row. Continue all around. I will meet you here at the end. I'm here at the end of the 9th row. This is where I did front post and back post half double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first half double crochet and join with a slip stitch. At the end of this row, I also have 60 half double crochets. Now for the 10th row, chain 1, and then here we're just going to repeat the same thing. Front post half double crochet, back post half double crochet, front post half double crochet, and so on. Continue like this all around for this 10th row. I will meet you at the end. I finished making this last row. Here at the end, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn and passed my yarn through that last loop, and this little hat is all done. This is how it looks. Now you can add a little pom-pom. Look how cute that looks with a little pom-pom, or you can leave it without. Now let me try it on my little model here. Now her head size here is for 0 to 3 months, so let's try it on her and see how it fits. There, it's perfect. And that's how it looks. So now you can make the same hat for any size, any age, for boys and girls, and use any kind of yarn with any hook size. The important thing are the measurements that I left at the beginning of the video. And remember, if you prefer written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop in the information box below. Thanks for your support. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.